Доброго времени суток, и сегодня я хотел бы посмотреть на такую игру, как Stories The Path of Destinies. Что ж, не будем томить и приступим к прохождению. Новую игру и начнем все заново.
Once upon a time, the infamous rover Reynardo plundered the floating isles. Then his mother called him to her deathbed. "Swear to me that you won't die on the gallows," she rasped. Reluctantly, he swore. And he whiled away his days at home with music, cards, and wine. But the Emperor had changed. He'd been good once, a shy, almost humble toad. He'd built universities. But then people started whispering about mass graves in the woods, midnight rituals, victims screaming. The Imperial Ravens would round up entire villages, and no one ever returned. The Ravens had come to Ubar scouting for ancient books said to be of great power. But the librarians had hidden the books, so they'd burnt the librarians. The citizens, outraged, had driven them off. The Ravens had come back with dropships. The kid had fled with one of those books. He was brave and dumb and wanted to join the rebellion. And Reynardo had promised his mother he'd protect him.
Ну, как-то так. Сейчас посмотрим, что из этого выйдет. Довольно, в принципе, интересный экшен РПГ. До этого побегал, посмотрел, поднастроил. Картинка приятная. Да, и играется, в принципе, так же.
The kid was looking down, watching his city burn. "Sorry, kid," Reynardo told the kid. "Look, if we give them the book, they'll leave you alone." "My mother died for this book!" "I promised her I'd protect you." "Oh, damn it." The kid had run off. With the book, of course. So Reynardo had to run after him.
Ну, побежали.
The two ravens were staring at the kid like he was their dinner, which probably was what was in their tiny brains. "Hey," Reynardo said. They cocked their heads at him. "Pick on someone as ugly as you." Wait, that didn't come out right. "For the Emperor!" The ravens cawed and rushed at him.
Пошла жара. Вот контратака пошла. И в направлении врага, который собирается бить. Понят.
A dropship flew overhead. He hoped they hadn't noticed him. The kid.
Свидание. И тебя туда же. А вот ты пойдешь в другую сторону.
Oh, right. The Gate of Heroes. Someone's idea of a joke, making the Skyship docks a gated community. You needed a hero's sword to open it. And the kid was on the other side of the gate. "Who let you through? Promise me you'll take the book to the rebels, or I'm gonna steal your ship." "I'm not taking that damn book anywhere, and neither are you." "Try and stop me," laughed the kid. "I bet you don't even have a hero's sword." And with that, the kid hopped away. Had to hand it to the kid. He was an idiot, but he had guts.
Где же нам взять
Where was
этот меч
Reynardo gonna
героя?
get a hero sword?
Где же? Просто так же нам, наверное, не дадут его. Не просто так его прозвали меч героя.
And wind essence? That sounds about right. Perfect.
Perfect. Ой, а вот и меч героя. Что-то изи.
Hero sword. QED. This is what he got for settling down and finding people to care about. The kid's mum had been a swell cook, and she'd laughed at Renado's jokes, even when he didn't know he'd made one. And the ravens had come to burn her. And she'd made him promise to protect the kid. But she never told him where the book was. Just the kid. He came up to a ledge. It was too far to jump. There'd been a bridge here before, hadn't there? And there was Peter, giggling at him. "How'd you get across?" he asked the kid. "Where'd you find a hook?" "I hopped," said the kid. Wise-ass kid. "Hey, look out behind you!" "Cute," said Renado. Ah, ravens.
Ох, эти Ravens.
It was time to talk some sense into the kid. Just hook his way across the ledge and chase the kid down. Thing was, he hadn't used his hook since he'd retired. Damn it. Maybe if he meditated at that altar there, he'd remember his old skills.
Ну и вот пошло. Древо умений, навыки, улучшения. Ну, крюк.
It was starting to come back to him.
Так, на Альт.
Something you never completely forgot, like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
Эй,
And there was the Farfarer. She was the fastest ship he'd ever known. She could do the Kestra run in 12 furlongs. Well, so the salesman had told him. And something told him the kid was about to walk into an ambush. "Stop!" he shouted. "I'm not giving you the book!" shouted the kid, and took off. "No! Peter!" The kid ran for it, and a goggler nailed him with its eyepiece.
вот так вот. Был малыш и нет малыша. И стоять.
The book was unburned. Next to it were the buckles from the kid's shoes, and a kid-sized pile of ashes. Damn it. Why hadn't he lied and told the kid he'd take the book to the rebels? The kid would be alive now. Really pissed off and betrayed, but alive. Oh, damn it. Renado picked up the book. He couldn't let the Empire have it now. He was going to have to get it out of there. He'd be a wanted man. Probably have to join the rebellion just to have a place to dock. Well, he'd hated home life anyway.
Так, ну здесь пока, в принципе, кроме этого ничего не будет.
What was the big deal about this book anyway? Maybe he should open it and find out. All that had been years ago. How many? The war was a blur, and now 3 Raven scout ships were chasing him. "Where are you running, rebel?" cawed the Raven captain over the loud hailer. Renado could see them cranking up their catapults. "Just going out for milk?" Renado yelled back. "Where can you run?" laughed the Raven horribly. Far behind him, another city was burning. The dark cloud above its island was thousands of Imperial ships. The fleet was doing a thorough job. "Take us to the rebel base, and we'll spare your life!" it called. The entire jury-rigged rebel fleet was only a few islands to the east. Beyond that were only the pillars of heaven, a sea of endless blood-colored tornadoes. The rebellion was out of time, unless Renado could bring a game-changer. Maybe he could. Renato had found out where he could find the pieces of the Sky Ripper, the legendary weapon that had exiled the lost gods. Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino had sent Renato a desperate message saying he had a brilliant scheme to save the rebellion. If Renato could only rescue him. Renato dived the Farfarer towards the abyss. As he felt the heat of the jet stream, the Raven ships peeled off, not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose. Lapino or the Sky Ripper.
Ну, выбор довольно тяжелый. Либо как-никак знакомый, или не борец. Найдя его каркас. Ну, я думаю, друга как-никак. Нельзя завести новых старых друзей. Ну.
Lapino. Apparently, the Mad Rabbit had sold a Pegasus that he did not exactly own. Lapino always wiggled out of trouble, given time. But he was out of time. The Ravens had figured out that Lapino was a rebel spy. If the fleet reached him first, they'd string him up for that. Never mind the winged horse.
Ну, придется спасать. Посмотрим, что из этого выйдет.
Lapino had apparently managed to confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse. He'd only sold it. But wait, where was the prison? The village was empty. Had everybody fled the Ravens? It was a bit windy up here. The Ravens had taken the town. Renato had seen villages emptied like this. All the people taken away to be sacrificed in the Emperor's secret rituals. Renato hoped the people were just hiding.
Ну да, чем еще делать?
Renato's blood was up. He just needed to smash something.
Им больше ничего не оставалось, как прятаться. Ничего, сейчас мы тут каждому вломим по пару плюх. Сундучок.
Death to traitors! Caught the Ravens.
Напал ты. Ага. Не проканала. Теперь ты. Еще живой. Смотри,
Ravens were landing everywhere. The advance guard. He'd better get moving. If they got to Lapino first, they'd eat him for breakfast. Or a snack. Ravens weren't picky. If they got hungry, they sometimes forgot to interrogate their prisoners. Even top spies like Lapino. Where had the Mad Rabbit got to?
Еще руда.
Renato Renaro felt like he was ready to learn new
Так,
things.
теперь рывок.
It was starting to come back to
На
him.
контрол.
Something you never completely forgot, like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he
Чё, кого,
probably remember.
пацаны? Опа. Нежданка. А, думаешь, я здесь, а я уже здесь.
Come over here.
Еще один. Хорошо. Ну давай, пойдет. Подойди-ка. Achievement Unlock. Чё творим, чё творим? Пырнули дверь, и она открылась. Нормально. Еще? Комбо, безупречный удар. Мгм.
He
Давайте сначала
missed his
комбо, а
old
потом уже.
skills. He welcomed them back like it was at a reunion.
Так, туда не пройдешь. Пройти-то можно, только я не боюсь. Да? Нет меча. Ну, ищем другой путь. Как приемлемо, блин. Эх. О, вот и ты.
Dirty and bloody, Renardo finally reached Lapino. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle. Renardo recognized the cards. It was Lapino's favorite deck. Oh, I thought you were in danger. I am. The ravens are coming. Oh, the prison thing. Right, yeah, we see this guard owed me 53 ducats, so we made a deal. They're very reasonable people, actually, for weasels. Now, I got a brilliant plan to kidnap Zenobia. We capture Zenobia, we find out what she knows. And that's the whole war right there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Capture the Emperor's greatest general, who also happened to be a deadly sorcerer and, oh, his only daughter. That would be worth it. On the other hand, he could still get to the core of the Sky Ripper, even if he couldn't get the whole thing. It must have great power.
Так. Мгм. Похитить Зенобию или Зенобию, дочь императора. В гражданской войне или найти этот камушек. Нет, я думаю, похищать мы никого не будем. Оно нам, в принципе, не уперлось. А вот насчет артефакта уже надо подумать.
To make the Sky Ripper, the Transcendent Emperor had wrapped an armature around the eye of a god. Renardo had already let that armature slip away to save Lapino's life. But even its core, the eye torn from a god, surely they could fashion a great weapon from that. The core of the Sky Ripper? Lapino's excited. That's an actual thing that we could just go and get. You've been busy. He sure had. Renardo told him all the things he'd been up to. Soon they got to talking about old times, about wages they'd won and lost, and scrapes they'd barely got out of. It was good to be back with his friend. Renardo grinned. He had a very good feeling about this.
Ну, раз у него хорошее предчувствие, то да. Думаю, все будет нормально.
It's beautiful here, thought Renardo. He was thrilled to be back with his old war buddy. He'd missed the mad rabbit, but something was not quite right.
Ну, что-то не так. И давайте в этом разбираться. Что же здесь не так? Сначала сюда пойдем.
Who needed bridges anyway?
Действительно. Кому нужны эти мосты? Когда есть сокровища. Так. И теперь назад. А полезли. Ай. Те расходные пути. Не путю.
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time. Ooh, sparkly, thought
Ого,
Bernardo.
насыпали. Какое-то очень довольно странное местечко. Так и подумал, слишком много мест для того, чтобы просто погулять. Ага, размечтались.
Fresh meat.
Эй. Давай, давай, стреляем ему сейчас. Ага, ого. Хорошо.
Bernardo felt wrong all over. He could feel an almost palpable sickness in the air. And if the land could have tumors, they would look like these monstrous crystals. The forest was quieter than it had been. There were insects, but few birds, if you didn't count the ravens. Bernardo smelled sick animals and dying ones. No healthy ones. And getting a bad feeling about this, Bernardo thought. Maybe Lapino was right. Maybe he should have kidnapped Zenobia instead of coming here.
Как вас много? Ага. Ох, ты попал. Не дотянется. Ты поглянь, что творят эти вороны. Ой-ой-ой. Это я вообще проморгал. Ну вот ты остался один.
Bernardo felt ready to become faster, stronger, bolder. If only he could figure out which.
Ага, а вот и ты.
As he held the radiant icosahedron, Bernardo felt queasy, like dozens of tiny worms were nibbling his insides. It wasn't healthy to be so close to the eye of a god. How could he use it? He could take it to the observatory. The scientists there could tell him how to harness its ancient power. But honestly, Bernardo ached to get away from it. He brought the core back with him to the Farfarer. But honestly, Bernardo ached to be rid of it. Tell you what, said Lapino. I'll take it to the observatory. You attack the Imperial Outpost. The Imperial Outpost was a vital communications node. Taking it could shatter the Empire's ability to coordinate. And it would be full of secret plans and maps and maybe even rebel prisoners. it was a good target for a hero like Reynardo. But what if Lapino got the core and then broke it, or lost it, or worse? Was Reynardo ready to take that risk? Maybe it was better if he brought the core to the scientists himself.
Да, на самом деле тут спорный вопрос. А если он и правда потеряет? Мне кажется, так и будет. На этом все и закручено. Что было все так ожидаемо. Ну, либо пойти аванпост захватить, либо отдать Лапино этот камушек, чтобы он потерял его. Я думаю, аванпост, как ни крути. Нам тоже нужна своя территория. А камушек, у меня меч есть, и все.
You won't regret this. I'll treat the core like it was my own baby daughter. As the Farfarer dived towards the Nexus, Lapino was jumping up and down with excitement. Stop rabbiting around, Reynardo said. Lapino just stared at him. The moment the ship landed, Lapino leapt off the ship.
Не, ну вы видели эти глаза? Как такому человеку можно доверять? Я его спас из-за того, что он якобы мой друг.
As Lapino vanished into the wilds of the Nexus, Reynardo vaguely remembered Lapino had a baby daughter, didn't he? And he told her mother he was going out to get some Easter eggs, and he'd never come back. But Reynardo was relieved not to carry the core anymore. He was already feeling better. And who knows, maybe this time Lapino would get it right. And if Reynardo could take the outpost, he'd have access to all the Empire's communications in this sector. Right?
Right. Вот и хпшку восполнились. Нормально. О, опять налево-направо. Ну, здесь, значит, это будет сокровище.
That was always a rush.
Ну да. Стоп. Берись.
Reynardo, smash!
Куда это нам бежать? Я что-то не понял. Вот мы собрались. Оу! Опасно. Много места, сейчас будет, наверное, стычка. Оба. Что-то новенькое. Колдун. Давай наколдуй нам что-нибудь. Стоять. Готово.
I wonder what I could make with all these sword crafting materials, thought Renato. Renato caught his breath. His joints still hurt, but he couldn't feel the poison in his system anymore. He'd let the armature slip out of his hands to save his friend Lapino. Of course he had to let Lapino take the core. The rebellion needed every man doing his duty. And the rabbit would be no good taking on an Imperial outpost, right?
Ну да, в принципе. Ага.
Crafting bench. Renato wondered what he could make with it.
О, перчатка бесконечности. Нормально они замутили. Эх, а камушков-то нету. Поджечь противника. Лечить себя. Улучшить этот или взять новый? В принципе, мне хватает, чтобы сделать новый. Ну, тут у нас нормально. Экскалибур, не. Achievement Unlock. Так. Shift. Как мне переключаться между ними? Стоп, стоп, стоп. Ого. Жестко. Какой там сундук? Как-то с той стороны. Как мне туда попасть? Как быстро у меня кончилась мана на мече. Жестко, жестко. Нет, стойте, не бейте. Двоих сразу. Готово. Не, стой, стой, стой.
Renato took the outpost with a song in his heart. Soon, he was stuffing his sack with key messages from and to the fleet. One message caught his attention. A high priority order has been given by the Emperor himself to locate something called the Iblis Stone. It was somewhere on a desert island. Renato had a bad feeling about this. Iblis was the name of one of the lost gods. If the Emperor was diverting ravens to search for it, maybe he should try to find it first. Then the Far Speaker Toad chortled a new message. The observatory had been sacked by ravens.
Блин.
Lapino and all the scientists had been taken to the mountains. Why? Why had he trusted Lapino again? And now the Empire had the core. Renato hailed the rebel base to warn them. But their Far Speaker didn't croak back. Was the base under attack too?
Да. Ну, как все и предполагалось. Этот бешеный кролик опять встрял в неприятности. Что ж, я думаю, на этом, в принципе, пока закончим. На этом нелегком выборе. Спасибо, что посмотрели. И до скорой встречи. Пока-пока!